Well, it's starting to look a lot like Christmas, as they say, and the temperatures in tandem are plummeting. Here in Ireland. We are now into negative territory. We are now into negative degrees, minus this and minus that. And tonight they tell us it might even be minus 11. God forbid. How will we survive? Anyway, with these chilly temperatures, us motorists, those of us who drive a motor vehicle, could be facing up to €2,000 of a fine or even jail for doing something we all did. Yes, indeed. Shocked and appalled. I was shocked and appalled. And cold to boot. I was shocked, appalled and cold. Because it's damn cold over here right now. No offence to you people living in the Arctic Circle who, you know, what we've got here is a summer's day to you. But to us, it's cold. Anyway, I was shocked and appalled because I saw something this morning that jarred me, that made me think twice. It made me think more than twice, because I was thinking, I don't want to be hauled off by the Shikalonis, by the Gardaí, for doing something that, well, let's face it, most of us motorists do or have done or may even continue to do if we're brave. We've been doing this for a lifetime, and nobody got hurt, nobody got injured, nobody died. But now, if we do this one thing, we could end up with a big fine, possibly jail, and a world of discomfort to our daily routines, and coming up to Christmas too. Not a pleasant thought. What am I talking about here? Well, I'll tell you what I'm talking about here. Irish drivers. This is from Buzz News. Buzz News, there you go. Dara Murphy. And the editor is Michael Marsh. I don't know why he has to be in there too, but I'd give it. Dara, you're a good lad. You've got a good article. Let's see, what are you drawing my attention to here? And why am I discommoded? Why am I discomforted by this? I'll tell you why. Because Irish drivers could face €2,000 fine or even jail for common technique to defrost a car. Let's see. What is this common approach? This common approach to defrosting your car could end up costing you dearly. Well, we all have to defrost our car in the middle of winter when it's Baltic out there, and you come out in the morning and it's just your car is caked in ice, is caked in just, it's frozen. It's like a semi-mobile igloo in your drive. What do? Well, people have a different approach to that. Some people boil a kettle and do that, but that could crack your windows, so they advise against that. Now, they do advise against many things. I've done it plenty of times. I never cracked anything. But there you go. It could happen. Other people get a scraper out and start scraping away, with whatever you have to hand that can scrape a bit of ice out there, and you get a little hole. You get a little peephole, and you kind of drive for the first few miles with the little peephole till the heater heats up, and it kind of... No, but you shouldn't do that. Do not do that. It's terrible. It's dangerous. Don't be one of those people with the little... starting off with a little peephole that gradually kind of works out. Don't be one of them. That's a terrible idea. Terrible. And dangerous. Dangerous for yourself, and dangerous for everybody, all other road users. Terrible, despicable act. A terrible act. Stop it if you're at that. Some people then are very, very switched on and clued in to the gig, and they have the fancy spray things that you buy in shops for £10,000. And you... I don't know what's in them. It's probably not good for the environment, but still, you spray it on, and it's just, it all works. But that does cost you money, and fair play to the people who get that, because that's probably recommended by the AA and the RAC and all those other motorist organisations, and it does the job. It does the job very, very well. But then there's another cohort of people, and I would suggest, I have no figures data to back this up, but I would suggest it's probably the main cohort of people. I will not, for for legal reasons, say if I'm among them or not, after I read this article, who just, come out in the morning, it's all, frosty, and the windscreen looks like, something you picked out of a freezer section in Tesco, and you think, bugger that. So you start up the car, turn on the heaters, full blast, up to maximum settings, maximum temperatures, give it socks, and then you go back in and you kind of, I don't know, straighten your tie or buckle your shoes or have another cup of tea. Or whatever, with the knowledge that when you come back out in 5 minutes later, the car will just be like, it's like a summer's day. The car will just be defrosted, warmed up. It'll be just like getting into a nice, cozy environment, and then you can spend your, which is the norm in Ireland now, your 2-hour commute to work through the crazy traffic and the crazy weather. That's what a lot of people do. But now, if you do that, if you're one of those cohort, and I will not say if I'm one or not, I won't. I can't for legal reasons. Say if I've ever done it, or I do it, or I might possibly do it in the future. I can't say, because I like to stay within the law. I do, as most people do. But now I find that things that I thought were okay are not okay. Things that I thought were normal are not normal. And now a person could end up getting a €2,000 fine, or possibly ended up in the clink, for starting their car, turning on the heater and letting it roll while you kind of fix yourself, put on your makeup, or trim your moustache, or whatever you have to do. So let's read on here from Buzz News. We could Irish drivers could face $2,000 fine or jail for. Okay, what are they saying here? A common technique, says our friend here, Dara Murphy, our man of the moment, Dara Murphy. He says a common technique for defrosting and warming up your car could end up costing you thousands, as drivers have been reminded of a law that many will likely have broken in their lifetime. Many will. I won't say if I'm one of them, because, again, on legal advice. Yes, I think everybody's done that. I mean, I don't think anybody's really died. I don't think cars have been known to just, you start it up in your drive, it's defrosting away, and suddenly it careers off and kills pedestrians on the local road and the local estate. I don't think that's ever happened. It may, but I've never heard of it. I don't think it has, to be fair. As temperatures plummet, says Dara, to as low as -5 overnight. Now it's gone to -11 now. That's what they're telling us. So basically, it's lock up your daughter's territory now. -11 in Ireland is like basically DEFCON 5. It's all hell breaking loose here. Many have been waking up to their car windows frosted, yes, which is not new. It's always happened. And the temptation might be there to switch on the engine and let the car run, warm up and defrost the windows, while the driver returns to their warm home for a couple of minutes. Like I said, put on a bit of makeup, a bit of mascara, or trim your moustache, your beard, or whatever jobs you might have not got to grips with fully. Yes, that's not new. That's been happening forever and a day, and I'll wager it's still happening. $2,000, really? But you could be breaking the law by doing this, says Dara, because according to Ireland's road traffic regulations, it is an offence to leave vehicles, quote, unattended with the engine running on any public road, even in the instance that a public road adjoins a person's property or driveway, which is pretty much everywhere. Like, whose person's property in this day and age does not connect to a public road? I mean, it has to. Where do you live? In the woods? I mean, this is not backwoods Wisconsin. I mean, this is like Ireland. Everybody's house, I mean, by default, connects to a public road. That's kind of the logic of the thing, so you can get places and go places. Anyway, we'll read on. Regulation 87 of the Road Traffic in brackets Construction Equipment and Use of Vehicles Regulations 1963, this goes back a while, I never heard of this before, states that vehicles must not be left unattended on a public road with the engine running, with the engine, quote, accessible or open. So any lad could jump in, or woman, or trans person. Yes, with the engine running, accessible or open for a lad to jump in, or a ladette, where doors are unlocked or where the vehicle is without a device to prevent unauthorised driving. So, you know, you put the keys in, you turn it, it's just running away. It's in the driveway, it's in your garden, it's on your ranch, whatever. You know, it's just idling away there, just kind of getting up to speed, getting the heat going, trying to defrost the whole thing. You're in the house having a second cappuccino or espresso, or possibly a skinny latte, or whatever you're into. You're having one of them. It's all doing its magic, but no, stop it. Stop doing that. Don't even attempt it. It's illegal. 1963 they came up with this one. Well, it's news to me. I didn't know anything about it. The potential punishments, says Dara, potential punishments for the transgressors. What are the potential? The Department of Transport previously confirmed the punishments associated with breaking this law to the Irish Mirror, with the Gardaí, with the Shickaloney responsible for enforcing. So they could be out, they could be driving around, spotting your car in the drive, nobody near it, nobody in it, running. They'll have you. $2,000, possibly a few days in the clink. The penalties for this offence provided by Section 102 of the Road Traffic Act 1961, that's even further back. Genie Mac, were cars even invented then? Are A, in the case of a first offence, a fine of up to 1,000. So, look, you're caught once, you know, we'll go light on you, we'll go easy on you. It's only $1,000. Hand it over, preferably cash. No, it's not anymore. You can probably tap your card. B, in the case of a second offence, or of a third or subsequent such offence, other than an offence, blah, 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 a fine of up to $2,000. So if you're caught twice, as in it's a guard that doesn't like you and he keeps driving down your road to catch you the ice in your car, well, that's $2,000. You're up to $2,000 now. In the case of a third or subsequent offence, so basically you're a serial abuser. At this stage, you're pretty much a serial abuser of this 1961 Road Traffic Act. In the case of a third or subsequent offence, in any period of 12 consecutive months, so basically in the year, well, it's all going to be in winter, so it's going to be kind of close together. A fine of up to $2,000, €2,000, 2,000 of the. That's a lot of money these days with the price of fuel. At the discretion of the court. Up to 3 months imprisonment, or to be both a fine and imprisonment. So if you get a judge that doesn't like you and you don't like him or her, and he's having a bad day or she's having a bad day and you're having a bad day and we're all having, the guards having a bad day and everybody's you could end up paying $2,000 and going inside for a few days at His Majesty's expense, as they used to say in all the old films. Well, at the government's expense. So no, look, I'm sorry. The whole thing has gone a little bit skewed here, because man, woman, and child. Well, okay, not child. Man and women, men and women, and today trans people have been doing this forever, since the Ford Model T. Since Daimler Benz had that thing, you know, where a lad had to walk in front of it. I think they've been de-icing their vehicles with this method. And to my knowledge, and I could stand corrected here, nobody has died. There hasn't been a mass wave of cars just, for no apparent reason, just careering off on their own and killing all and sundry. I don't think that has been a problem. So is there a need for this? Should this be revisited? Is this law complete and utter cack? I don't know. But to all you people out there who just, you know, go out in the morning and say, I'll get out a few minutes early before I shave myself, before I put on my mascara. I'll just get the car going to kind of get it all ready to roll. You can't now. You've been warned. You've been warned. The busies will be on your back, and you could be up to $2,000 in the hole for this. Or possibly, even sent to jail.